Hello, and welcome. Welcome back to Daily English Whisper. This is your calm place to slow down, to listen, and to improve your English in a natural way. My name is Alex, and I'm really happy you are here with me today. In today's episode, you are listening to the December English podcast. This is a slow listening and shadowing session, created to help you improve your fluency day by day, even during a busy month. This podcast is not about studying hard. It is not about rules or tests. It is about daily fluency improvement. Little by little. One calm episode at a time. December is a special month. Routines change. Days feel shorter. Your mind is often full. Many learners think, I will practice more next month. December is not a good time to improve. But here is an important truth. Fluency does not come from perfect months. It comes from showing up, even when life is busy. And that is why this podcast exists. This episode will help you keep English close. It will help you listen with comfort. And it will help you speak with more confidence over time. If you already understand English, but want to sound smoother, calmer, and more natural, you are in the right place. Many learners at your stage feel something like this. I understand a lot, but I don't feel fluent. I listen well, but speaking feels slow. I practice sometimes, but not every day. If that sounds familiar, you are not behind. You are simply at the moment where consistency matters more than intensity. And here is a myth I want to break right now. Many people think fluency comes from long study sessions. That is not true. Fluency comes from regular contact with real English. Listening. Repeating. Staying connected. That is the central idea of today's episode. Daily fluency improves when English becomes part of your routine, not a special event. In this podcast, I will speak slowly and clearly. I will repeat ideas naturally. And I will guide you gently through listening and shadowing. You don't need to take notes. You don't need to pause often. You can listen while walking, while resting, or while preparing your day. As always on Daily English Whisper, you do not need to be perfect. You do not need to understand every word. You only need to stay with me. In the next part, I will explain the simple podcast technique we will use today, and how listening and shadowing together can quietly improve your fluency every single day. Take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. This time is for you. Now, let's talk about the simple technique we will use in this podcast episode. This technique is the foundation of daily fluency improvement. I want to start with a gentle question. When you listen to a podcast in English, what do you usually do? Some people listen passively. They let the sound play in the background. Other people listen very hard. They try to understand every word. They feel tired quickly. Today, we choose a different path. We use something called guided listening with soft shadowing. This means you listen calmly. And you repeat only when it feels natural. You do not repeat everything. You do not stop the audio all the time. You follow the flow. Here is how this works. First, you listen to my voice. You focus on the rhythm. You focus on the calm speed. Then, when you hear a sentence that feels clear, or useful, or comfortable, you repeat it once. Only once. That is enough. This technique works very well in podcast format, because podcasts feel like real conversations. They train your ear for natural English. They help your brain stay in English longer. And they help your mouth move more freely. Let's try a short practice together. Listen first. I'm improving my English every day. Now, repeat after me slowly. You can repeat this sentence. I'm improving my English every day. Good. Again, gently. I'm improving my English every day. Very nice. Notice something important. You didn't analyze grammar. You didn't translate. You listened. You responded. That is guided listening. Now, let's try another sentence. Listen. I don't need to rush. Repeat after me. I don't need to rush. Good. Again. I don't need to rush. Excellent. This sentence is not only English practice. It is also a reminder. Fluency grows with calm repetition, not pressure. And here is something very important to remember. It is okay if you don't repeat today. It is okay if you only listen. Listening alone still builds fluency. Your brain is learning patterns. Your ear is getting used to real English. Some days you will repeat more. Some days less. Both are progress. This podcast technique is designed to fit real life. You can listen while walking, while driving, while resting. You don't need perfect focus. You only need presence. In the next part, we will talk about the main challenge people face when trying to improve fluency with podcasts, and how to keep going during a busy month like December. Stay with me. You are doing very well. Now, let's talk about the main challenge with improving fluency through podcasts. This is something many learners feel, especially in December. You may recognize this pattern. You listen for a few days. You feel good. You feel motivated. Then life gets busy. You miss a day. Then another day. And slowly, the routine disappears. Many learners say things like, I like podcasts, but I forget to listen. I don't know if listening is really helping. I feel like I'm not doing enough. If you feel this way, I want you to hear this clearly. This is not a discipline problem. This is a structure problem. Most people try to improve fluency with podcasts without a clear, simple plan. They listen randomly. They listen sometimes. They expect big results quickly. And when that doesn't happen, they stop. So today, we change the approach. In this episode, I will give you a few simple daily ways to use this podcast as a real fluency tool. Not something extra. Not something heavy. Something that fits your life. These ways are not strict rules. They are gentle options. You don't need to do all of them. You choose what works for your day. Some days you will listen more. Some days you will repeat more. Some days you will only listen quietly. All of that counts. This podcast is not here to judge you. It is here to support you. Before we continue, let me say something small. If this podcast feels helpful to you, if this calm style helps you stay consistent, you can like this episode and keep listening. That small support helps this kind of slow, real fluency practice reach more learners who feel exactly like you. Now, take a slow breath. In the next part, we will begin with the first simple daily way to use this podcast to improve your English fluency step by step. Let's continue together. Now, let's begin with the first simple daily way to use this December English podcast for steady fluency improvement. This is way number 1. Way number 1 is this: listen to the podcast at the same moment every day. This may sound very simple, but it is extremely powerful. Fluency grows faster when English becomes part of a routine, not a decision you make again and again. When you choose a fixed moment, your brain stops asking, "Should I practice today?" It already knows. This moment does not need to be long. It does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be regular. Let's imagine a few examples. Maybe you listen while you make coffee. Maybe you listen while you walk. Maybe you listen while you prepare for bed. The moment is not important. The repetition is. Now, let's connect this idea to a short practice. Listen first. This is my English time. Now, repeat after me slowly. You can repeat this sentence. This is my English time. Good. Again, calmly. This is my English time. Very nice. This sentence is not only practice. It is a signal to your brain. English belongs here. Now, imagine your chosen moment. You can say, "I listen every morning." Or, "I listen every evening." Let's practice one. Repeat after me. I listen every day. Good. Again. I listen every day. Excellent. This way works because it removes resistance. You don't wait for motivation. You don't wait for energy. You simply show up at the same time. Some days you will listen closely. Some days you will listen lightly. Both are fine. The goal is not intensity. The goal is continuity. Even listening without repeating keeps your fluency moving forward. This is how podcasts become powerful tools. They don't interrupt your life. They quietly join it. In the next part, we will move to the second daily way. This one will help you get more value from listening. without adding pressure. Let's continue together. Now, let's move to the second simple daily way to use this December English podcast for fluency improvement. This is way number 2. Way number 2 is this: listen first, then repeat only 1 or 2 sentences. This way protects your energy and keeps practice sustainable. Many learners think shadowing means repeating everything. That can feel heavy. And when practice feels heavy, it doesn't last. So we simplify. You listen to the podcast from beginning to end, or for as long as you want. And during that time, you choose only 1 or 2 sentences to repeat. Not more. This keeps your mind relaxed and your confidence strong. Let's practice this idea together now. Listen first. I'm learning English step by step. Now, repeat after me slowly. You can repeat this sentence. I'm learning English step by step. Good. Again, calmly. I'm learning English step by step. Very nice. That's enough. Now, imagine the rest of the podcast continues. You keep listening. You stay relaxed. Later, you hear another sentence that feels clear or useful. You repeat it once. Let's try one more. Listen. I'm okay with going slowly. Now, repeat after me. I'm okay with going slowly. Good. Again. I'm okay with going slowly. Excellent. Notice something important. You didn't repeat everything. You didn't get tired. But you still activated your English. This way works because your brain does not need quantity. It needs regular activation. Repeating 1 sentence every day is more powerful than repeating many sentences once a week. And here is something very important to remember. Some days, you may not repeat at all. You may only listen. That is still progress. Listening trains your ear. Repetition trains your mouth. Both are part of fluency. There is no minimum requirement here. There is no perfect practice. There is only showing up. This is why podcasts are such a strong fluency tool. They adapt to your day, not the other way around. In the next part, we will move to another daily way. This one will help you use the podcast to feel more confident when you speak, not just when you listen. Let's continue together. Now, let's move to the third simple daily way to use this December English podcast for steady fluency improvement. This is way number 3. Way number 3 is this: respond to the podcast in your own simple words. This is a very gentle form of speaking practice. You are not repeating exactly. You are not performing. You are simply reacting. This is important because real fluency is not only about repeating sentences. It is about responding naturally. Let's imagine how this works. You listen to the podcast. You hear an idea. And you answer it quietly, in simple English. For example, if you hear something positive, you can say, That's true. Or, I agree. Let's practice together. Listen first. I agree. Now, repeat after me slowly. I agree. Good. Again. I agree. Very nice. Now imagine you hear an idea that feels calm or helpful. You can say, that helps. Let's practice. Repeat after me. That helps. Good. Again. That helps. Excellent. These are not full sentences. They don't need to be. They are real reactions. And reactions are the heart of speaking. Now, imagine you hear something, and you want to reflect on it. You can say something like, I feel the same. Let's practice. Repeat after me slowly. I feel the same. Good. Again. I feel the same. Very good. This way works because it removes pressure. You are not trying to be correct. You are trying to be present. You are telling your brain, English is how I respond. And when English becomes your default response, fluency grows naturally. Before we move on, I want to ask you something. Which daily way feels easiest for you so far? Listening at the same time every day? Repeating one or two sentences? Or responding in your own words? If you want, you can leave a simple comment with one word, like routine, repeat, or respond. That small action helps others feel connected and helps this calm learning style reach more people. And please stay with me until the end, because the final parts will help you turn this podcast into a personal fluency habit, not just an episode. In the next part, we will move to the final main way. This one will help you gently use English outside the podcast, in your daily life. Let's continue together. Now, let's move to the final main way to use this December English podcast for daily fluency improvement. This is way number 4. Way number 4 is this. Carry one idea or phrase from the podcast into your day. This is where listening turns into real-life English. Many learners finish a podcast and move on. They enjoyed it, but English stays inside the audio. Today, we change that. After listening, you choose one small thing from the podcast and take it with you. Not a full sentence. Not a lesson. Just one idea or phrase. For example, maybe you hear a sentence like, I'm learning step by step. You don't repeat it many times. You simply remember it. Later in the day, when something feels slow or difficult, you say, I'm learning step by step. Let's practice it together now. Repeat after me slowly. I'm learning step by step. Good. Again. I'm learning step by step. Very nice. Now imagine another moment. You feel tired. You feel busy. You remember a phrase from the podcast. I don't need to rush. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I don't need to rush. Good. Again. I don't need to rush. Excellent. This way works because it connects English to your real emotions and situations. You are not memorizing. You are using. And when English helps you think or feel differently, your brain remembers it more deeply. You only need one phrase per day. Not more. That phrase becomes a small anchor. It keeps English alive, even when the podcast is finished. And this is how fluency grows quietly. English follows you through the day, not just through the audio. Now, this final way becomes even more powerful when you turn it into very small habits. In the next part, I will show you how to transform this routine into simple micro habits that fit easily into December life. Stay with me. You are doing really well. Let's continue. Now, let's take this podcast routine and turn it into very small, realistic micro habits. These micro habits help you improve fluency without adding pressure, without changing your schedule, and without feeling tired. The goal is simple. Small contact with English every day. Let's begin. The first micro habit is one sentence after listening. When the podcast finishes, you say one simple sentence in English. It can be about the episode. It can be about how you feel. For example, this was helpful. Let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. This was helpful. Good. Again. This was helpful. Very nice. That one sentence is enough. Now, the second micro habit. This one is one sentence later in the day. At any moment, maybe when you feel busy or tired, you repeat one idea from the podcast. For example, I don't need to rush. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I don't need to rush. Good. Again. I don't need to rush. Excellent. This habit connects English to real feelings. Now, the third micro habit. This one is one short reaction. Something happens, and you react in English. For example, that's okay. Or, that makes sense. Let's practice one. Repeat after me slowly. That's okay. Good. Again. That's okay. Very nice. These reactions are small, but they train natural English thinking. Now, the fourth micro habit. This one is one moment of soft shadowing. You remember one sentence from the podcast, and you repeat it once. Only once. For example, I'm improving every day. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. I'm improving every day. Good. Again. I'm improving every day. Excellent. Now, the fifth micro habit. This one is ending the day with kindness. Before you sleep, you say one calm sentence to yourself in English. For example, that was enough for today. Let's practice. Repeat after me slowly. That was enough for today. Good. Again. That was enough for today. Very nice. These micro habits work because they are gentle. They don't ask for discipline. They don't ask for motivation. They only ask for awareness. You don't need to do all of them. Even one is enough. When English appears in small, friendly ways every day, fluency improves naturally. In the final part, we will bring everything together and talk about what this podcast routine really gives you over time. Stay with me. We're almost at the end. Now, let's slow down and bring everything together. Today, you listen to a December English podcast focused on listening, shadowing, and daily fluency improvement. You learned that fluency does not come from doing more. It comes from doing something small, every day. You practiced listening at a regular time. You repeated only one or two sentences. You responded in your own simple words. You carried one idea into your day. And you turned all of this into gentle micro habits. This is the core message of today's episode. Fluency improves when English becomes a quiet daily companion, not a challenge. You don't need perfect days. You don't need long sessions. You don't need to feel motivated all the time. You only need continuity. Here is the secret sentence I want you to remember from today. I show up for English, even on busy days. Let's say it together slowly. Repeat after me. I show up for English, even on busy days. Good. Again. I show up for English, even on busy days. Very nice. This sentence is powerful because it changes your relationship with learning. English is no longer something you push yourself to do. It is something you gently return to. Some days you will listen more. Some days you will listen less. Both are part of progress. Over time, something important happens. You stop worrying about fluency. You start trusting your routine. You feel calmer when you speak. You hesitate less. And fluency grows quietly in that calm space. I want you to know this. Your effort today matters. Your consistency matters. And your pace is exactly right. If you want to keep improving in this calm, supportive way, I invite you to subscribe and stay with Daily English Whisper. We grow step by step here. We practice without pressure. And we move forward together. My name is Alex. And I'm proud of you for staying until the end. Take care of yourself. Keep listening. Keep showing up. I'll see you in the next episode.